Logitech, we have become number one in the world for video communications and collaborations, right? Past 1 year, it has been difficult for many of us. Logitech was very proud and privileged to be of assistance to hundreds and thousands of people and bringing people closer together. We have an entire range of portfolio. So we have a consumer division. So we're number one in the world for keyboards, mice, headsets, gaming, a world leader in music as well. I'm a part of the B2B division, the enterprise division. That is all about video collaboration. Video collaboration also right from the personal space. Like right now, I'm having a Logitech webcam and I have headsets that I'm using. And so right from a desk all the way to rooms. So right from a small room, medium room, large room. We have a complete range of video collaboration solutions that can actually help and connect teams together so they can actually work better and be more productive. Obviously, after this entire pandemic and because of COVID, back to office has still not started. The entire businesses all across the verticals, all across the world were disrupted. So video collaboration has really become critical for businesses to actually not just thrive, but to do the basic survival as well. So we were very lucky and very proud to have helped thousands of people to actually do the basic office work. So in terms of that also, we are releasing quite a lot of new and enhanced products. Work from home has become a necessity, right? Till the pandemic started, remote work or work from home was a luxury or an option given to many employees. But obviously, because of social distancing norms and the fact that all offices were closed everywhere, everybody had to switch to a work from home scenario overnight. All right. Not just for people who are working, we can even obviously see students as well. The entire family had to go from a work from home, a study from home, or a teach from home kind of a scenario. So that is why we, all across the IT industry, we saw a huge burst in demand. So obviously there was a huge demand for laptops, obviously for headsets, for webcams, and associated work from home products. So all across Logitech in India, we had seen more than 100% growth. So right across the keyboards, mice, presenters, and obviously webcams and headsets, we saw more than triple-digit growth. Video, the exact details for India, I'm not able to give, but the video collaboration of the enterprise division also grew more than 100% year on year. The reason being is that the work from home trend was very strong. Companies obviously had no option but to rely heavily on the work from home and the remote working culture. So, and out of all this, collaboration was identified as one of the key drivers for a company to survive. So most of the IT departments and the CIOs, they give heavy emphasis on how to bring teams together. Coming to the second part of your question, Logitech, we are platform agnostic. So we do not believe that, hey, a customer should have lots and lots of options and choice, and they should not be locked down into any kind of long-term contracts. So because of that, Logitech is one of the few companies that are completely certified. So there's a difference between compatible and being certified. So we are certified by Zoom. We are certified by Microsoft for the entire Teams and Skype for Business platform. We are certified by Google. So, and a host of the other platforms as well. So we work very closely. All our hardware and software, I mean the firmware inside, are completely synced with the entire video collaboration platform, depending on what the customer wants to choose. And because of that, also has been one of our big drivers for success. We have seen, we have noticed, not exactly a strange thing, but a lot of multiple platforms exist within the same company. So Room Solutions, we have, it's very simple. We have basis on the size of the rooms. We have a small, medium, and large. These are the three types of the rooms that we cater to. Small room, we have a product called Rally Pod Mini. was just recently launched. Prior to that, we have a Meetup, which is still there in the market. Now, Rally Bar Mini and the Meetup, both of them have a 4K camera, very wide 120-degree angle view, and very high modular, high quality audio. Logitech was the one that pioneered the video bar category. So the form factor was a big hit among most of the companies. So it's an all-in-one video bar with a camera in between and mics and loudspeakers inbuilt. So the Logitech Rally Bar has everything that you need to start your meetings, and it comes preloaded with your platform of choice. Might it be Zoom or Teams? Everything is built right inside. So the tremendous advantage what the customer gets is that they can just take it out from the box, install it below the TV, and within 5 seconds start the meeting. The software, all the cables, everything, whatever is required is inbuilt right in the device itself. So Rally Bar Mini is something that we have for a small room, a huddle space. For medium rooms, we have something called the Rally Bar. So that is very similar to form factor of the Rally Bar Mini, but it is much more bigger and it is meant for a much bigger space. So while the Rally Bar Mini has a 5x zoom, the Rally Bar has a 15x zoom. And obviously the range of the microphones are much better and much more further. Now Logitech, we are not a company that believes that, just because a product is smaller or a lower price, that it should have less features. So both the Rally Bar Mini and the Rally Bar are completely loaded in all the features. Most of the features are the same. It's just that the Rally Bar is meant for a larger space. And for the large rooms, these are for 15 to even up to a 46-seater room. We have a Rally Plus. That is more of a traditional video conferencing kind of a setup, where you have a large modular camera with a 15x zoom, separate loudspeakers and separate mics on the table. So Rally Bar and Rally Bar Mini are all-in-one video bars, while the Rally Plus is more of a traditional kind of a setup. Rally Bar Mini, Rally Bar and the Rally Pluses, they're meant for actually conference rooms, I would say. For the personal workspace or home office, for maybe for all of us, we have products such as the Meetup, which is more of a, again, all-in-one design. We also have products like the Conference Cam Connect, which is a part of a work from home portfolio. Primarily in India, people again prefer to work at their desks rather than set up their entire work from home, complete separate office itself. Both the kind of consumers, we have separate type of products. So for people who prefer to work at their desks, we have the world's largest range of webcams as well as headsets. So we have a B2B grade webcams and B2B grade headsets, which are separate from the consumer division. So these webcams and headsets are again certified by Microsoft, certified by Zoom, etc., and the other platforms as well. And they're a little bit more robust, plus they're very powerful. So most of the people preferred using that. Some people, especially senior management, they used to have a separate home office space. So for them, the biggest product that we recommended so far is the Logitech Meetup. Again, why? Because of the form factor. It's very simple, looks beautiful, and is very compact. You just place it below your display or a TV, and it has a 4K camera, and you just have to plug it into your laptop or a PC, and immediately you can start using with any kind of platform that you have. So it can be Skype, it can be Teams, it can be Zoom, etc. So these are the two types of solutions that we used to recommend to customers. If you're coming to the Rally series, they are meant for offices. And the traction that we're seeing is that in India especially, and a lot of the countries across the globe, people are actually planning back to office. So many of we believe that from April 1st onwards, many more offices will open. It can be a staggered time. So to the customers that we spoke to, most of them are adopting a hybrid work culture. So either they're rationing the days, okay, hey, Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, 50% will come, and Thursday, Friday, the rest might come, or 2 weeks, 50% of the workforce will come and 50% will work from home. The next 2 weeks, the other one will go ahead, and vice versa. Or people are also looking at staggered office timings. So some of the customers, what they're planning is, okay, 8 to 11 is one batch, 11 to 4 is another batch, 4 to 7 is another batch. Similarly, they're all trying to experiment, different strategies on how to actually maintain social distance and to ensure the safety of their employees. So, and Logitech, we are, because of that, video collaboration is again very, very critical. So there was some research from a lot of analyst companies, especially Frost & Sullivan. I think they had done along with Logitech. So going forwards, in every meeting, we will have remote participants. So say even if 3 people or 4 people are at office and we're actually brainstorming over a whiteboard, 3-4 people more would be connecting from their homes or from remote offices or location. So again, the entire video collaboration is becoming critical to bring people and teams together. So we're actually seeing a lot of demand for a Rally Bar series already, because IT people have to keep their, now is the time for them to actually revamp their plans and to renovate their entire offices so that they can actually maintain the social distancing and maintain this kind of a collaborative work atmosphere. So all of them are renovating their offices, and we're seeing a huge demand for these Rally family as well, because people are expecting offices to open soon. In terms of traction, again, we are seeing Rally Bar series that just recently launched, like I said, in January. So we are still waiting for the deployments. Not January. January it was announced. So we're actually waiting for the materials to come in. Our the existing materials, like I said, existing SKUs, we are seeing more than 100% year-on-year growth. In terms of pricing structure, we have a very robust partner program called the Logitech One Partner Program. Depending on the level of the partner, so there we have a premier partner and a certified partner. So depending on what kind of a partner you're, obviously a premier partner is, we work much more closely with them. We give them targets, and obviously there's special incentives and back-end rebates that they get. Certified partners, obviously, we also give a very good pricing structure, but we tend to work much more closely with the premier partners. Also, in terms of large deployments, the greenfield deployments that you talked about, we follow a deal registration mechanism. So in that, if a partner is bringing us a large customer, large order, we have an online portal where it's a part of it's a Logitech One partner portal, where the partners can sign up and they get access to everything. So they get access to Logitech University, so they can get certified across all our products. They get access to lead allocation, the deal registration mechanism, as well as all our marketing assets. So once they register a deal, we make sure that we work more closely with that particular partner and the customer, and we try to work out the best possible price. So this is what I'm talking about for the office, the room solutions. Similarly, also, so we have a set MRP, right? And depending on the partner, for each product, we have lots of different products. So depending on the MRP and depending on the partner tier, they get certain levels of discount. Coming to the work from home products, they are more open, I would say, because these are, we don't really try to control the pricing too much. But again, if it's a large deal, we do give a little bit of back-end support to the partner who's working on it to win the deal. But that is more, again, of a open. So we are talking about the webcams and the headsets. Depending on the deal, we can actually do work out some special pricing. But usually the partners, so we work very closely with the partners, and all the Logitech partners are very well aware of the pricing. Logitech, we have an indirect sales model, right? We do not directly go and sell to the customer, and we do not have a billing entity in India. So we are heavily dependent on our distributors and our partners to do the fulfillment for us. Our partners are our key stakeholders, and we are very, very lucky to have a strong set of partners who have supported us throughout these years and who have helped Logitech become such a big and well-renowned brand. So a huge part of our success is due to our partners, and we are very well aware of that fact, and we highly appreciate that fact as well. Coming to the pandemic, you're absolutely right. It was unprecedented, and many partners were facing the crunch. Immediately, what from our top resource management was, a partner safety was paramount, right? So we had a lot of programs where we had to do physical demos, a lot of physical trainings. We had so as a part of our working style is that whenever customer requires a demo at their location, it's a partner that actually goes and showcases the live demo at the customer location and helps us close the deal. So to help them, what we had done immediately was we set up virtual experience zones across the key cities. So basically, it's a complete soundproof, and we quickly built it out. It's a completely soundproof room, a completely controlled room with the proper lighting, and all the Logitech equipment was installed in it. And we hired a couple of technical engineers who were very quickly trained on how to conduct the virtual demos. Then we trained the partners on how they can actually conduct virtual demos to customers. All our partners, since they're selling technology solutions, they're very advanced and they were very flexible, right? Because all of them sell high-end technological products, the latest innovations, and they're very tech savvy. So I guess in that way, Logitech was lucky that people really very fast, they were able to convert their entire business model from a high touch enterprise sales into a virtual mode of selling. So again, most of them were already since being Logitech partners, most of them were very comfortable using platforms such as Zoom and Microsoft Teams and everything before the pandemic struck. So they were actually they came out right on top in terms of, inviting customers, to convincing customers to make presentations over Zoom. So they were pretty much experienced doing that prior itself. So that, I think, really helped them. If in terms of focus, existing customers versus new, obviously we gave priority to help our existing customers first, but the demand was so huge from the market, especially in the first 6 months after the lockdown, that we really were not able to differentiate between an existing or a new customer. So the strategy that Logitech adopted, and this is something that you might say it was guided from our global teams as well. Since there was such a huge demand for our products and we were not able to fulfill all of them, the number one priority was given to healthcare, especially the families of the frontline staff, as well as all the hospitals, clinics, and anything related to telemedicine. So we had literally like almost all the hospitals of India asking us for our equipment. Unfortunately, I'm not able to give the exact names of the hospital, but all the major hospital chains. Second importance we gave to education. Now, as you all know, I'm sure you agree with me that children are the future always, right? And their entire 1 year was gone. Obviously, I'm sure they must have been enjoying quite a lot, but education really took a back seat. So more than work from home, it was more important, we felt, was study from home or teach from home. So we had all these teachers, and suddenly they had to shift from a classroom teaching to a virtual teaching. This is where Logitech actually tried to help out as much as possible. So one was that we gave priorities to teachers and educational institutes so that they could actually have remote collaboration. Then we also tied up with a couple of universities and a couple of workshops we had done. By workshops, I mean virtual workshops, virtual webinars, where we taught the teachers how to effectively teach through Zoom or teach through Teams. So how is it that you can conduct tests, how you can actually use a digital whiteboard, how you can do fun kind of activities even through Zoom, so that all the students felt connected. So number second, we gave priorities to education. Similarly, the third priority, or even maybe kind of the top three anyways, was government. So there were some key government and some other essential services that really required a lot of webcams and headsets. So there also we had given top priority, and we imported materials through air, even though at that time flights were not there. One flight was 10-15 times more expensive, but we did not charge anything extra. We had kept our prices constant, even though there was such a huge demand. The basic law of economics states that we should have increased our prices, but we did not. Throughout the entire COVID, our prices are still the same that it was 1.5-2 years ago, right? So all the prices were same, and even though government, even we had actually airlifted a lot of equipment at our own expense, still we did not charge anything extra to any of our customers. So this was how we actually prioritized in terms of our delivery. Healthcare, education, and government were highest, but that doesn't mean the corporates were lagging behind. So after the first initial 6 months, it was more of the work from home equipment that the corporates and the enterprise required. But after that, and right now in this quarter, we are seeing the back to office wave coming up, right? So if you look in terms of revenue, healthcare, education, and government, that was this we are talking about. See, the timing is very important on what while we're discussing. So at the initial phase, when the whole nationwide lockdown happened, it was all about work from home equipment. So that's talking about our webcams and headsets primarily. Now these are much more lower cost items, and like I said, Logitech, we never increased the pricing, so we had kept it affordable, and we tried to give it out and help as many people as possible. So this was, and you're right, education was the largest driver, along with healthcare and a lot of government as well. But then the second part of the year, we saw a slight shift happening. People started resuming work. Offices started slowly opening up. Right now, we can see some events are also started happening. The hospitality industry is trying to get back to its feet. At least domestic travel is trying to get back to its feet, and people are returning back to offices. So we are seeing a huge demand for our room solutions in the past 6 months, as well as offices are readying themselves to get back to normal. Now, these room solutions are obviously a little bit more expensive as compared to a webcam and headsets. Obviously, the average selling price is far bigger because these are big, entire room filling professional devices. So we see that in terms of revenue, the room devices still accounts for 70%, even in 2020, 70% of our revenue, while 30% were for the webcams and headsets. Primarily reason being the cost of the room devices. We are one of our CEO and our company as a culture. We believe that the opportunity is huge, right? Rather than going head on head and competing with a lot of companies and trying to, have a cutthroat competition, we believe in working with everybody and partnering up with as many companies as possible to increase the size of the market itself. So rather than competing with the large OEM PC manufacturers, we have partnered with them. So we have official partnerships with Intel, with Lenovo, with Dell, and with HP. These are huge global partnerships where we have tied up with them for an entire bundle solutions. So Dell, HP, Lenovo also, all and also as Intel, they have a separate value added divisions working along in the smart office space, right? So they're all about smart offices, paperless offices, and digital transformation of their customers, etc. And obviously video collaboration and collaboration as a total is very, very important to them. So how they can actually enable each and every knowledge worker with the right tools, with the good machine, so they can become more productive. So all of them are having programs and bundles where they are also targeting conference rooms, and they are also targeting small huddle rooms as well as personal collaboration spaces. And obviously, since video collaboration has become so critical, they have partnered up with Logitech for our cameras. So for a smaller room solution or a personal collaboration, obviously it's our webcams. For large meeting spaces as well, see, the technology behind making a world-class video conferencing camera and speakers are very huge, and the investment required. Logitech has put in like literally billions of dollars into research and development. So we have partnered up with all of them. So if their customers also needs a complete video collaboration solution, they also have partnerships with Microsoft and Zoom. So customers have the choice basically. So if I'm a customer, I say that, okay, my entire infrastructure is on Lenovo. So my servers are Lenovo, my laptops are Lenovo, my PCs are Lenovo, my cloud infrastructure, everything I have given to Lenovo. So he can still purchase the collaboration solutions from Lenovo, the PC. It'll have Microsoft. Again, the next choice is whether he's on Teams or Zoom. That also will come preloaded. Then for the high video and audio quality, the Logitech also comes bundles. So with each of these partners, we have a small, medium, large bundle. So there's a Lenovo small bundle, Lenovo medium bundle, Lenovo large bundle, HP small bundle, medium bundle, large bundle, etc., for Intel and Dell as well. So we have a very, very strong partnership. In India, I'm looking after the alliances as well. So we do have a very close working with these partners. I would put it in this way: for smaller deals, right now Logitech does not have a official policy. But we do have something with our distributors. So like one of our distributors is with Ingram Micro. So obviously they will require documentations, and it has to be the company's financial, the customer's financial should be strong. But yes, there is definitely a possibility of an OPEX modeling. So rather than paying upfront, say for 10 lakhs upfront, maybe they can break it up for a 3-year contract or a 5-year contract. And the entire maintenance is also taken apart as well. So one of the partners that we have actually done is through Airtel, right? Airtel is also one of our partners. So the entire communication infrastructure, so right from the internet bandwidth, the video conferencing equipment, and the hardware infrastructure, the software platform, everything is given as a single go by Airtel. So we can do those kind of arrangements. But as I said, we cannot do it directly as Logitech. So depending on the size of the deal and depending on the customer's requirement, we can work it out. And I think going forward, that this is the kind of flexibility that customers are looking at. I am from the enterprise space. So in my space, because it's high technological products, we have not seen these kind of issues. From the consumer side, yes, all that I know is that we are pursuing a lot of legal options, and we help the customer. If any customer has any issues, like there has been a lot of cases where customers have come to our service centers for help, and we try to support as much as possible. And so one is a fake product itself, that is still lesser. Another issue is parallel imports. So both of them right now I will not be able to comment, but yes, we are pursuing legal options for that as a recourse. But and especially after this pandemic, unfortunately, any product that grows exponentially or demand is there would be knockoffs, right? So yeah, we are pursuing legal options. But in enterprise segment, in my segment that I look into, so far I have not come across anything. So our GTM is always very stable. We do not keep changing our go-to-market. So we have two major focus areas, as I told. I'm talking about India, not the entire global, but our India business is concerned. So before I get to that, obviously from a global perspective, we have a lot of exciting new products coming up this year. So we just announced our Rally Bar Mini and our Roommate. Plus, as we keep on going, progressing throughout the year, you will be hearing lots of more announcements coming up. So at least I think close to 8 to 10 new products we are about to launch in this year. So 2021 is going to be a very, very exciting year in terms of new product launches. This is one from a global perspective. From an India perspective, again, we are two major focus areas. One is direct with the customer, where we like to keep our engagement. The other one is with our partners. So with the customer, we are embarking on a complete education and relationship building exercises. Again, like I told, our primary verticals of focus are going to be the government, education, healthcare, as well as enterprises. So we have initiated something called an account-based marketing, ABM. This is something that I started last year almost. And so in all of these top verticals, we have identified the customers which may be most benefited with our solutions. Then we try to directly reach out to those customers, and one of the best things about Logitech is that we give a completely free trial or a proof of concept. So now it'll be much easier after the pandemic is getting under control. So either a virtual demo, or if the customer really wants it, we can go and set up a demo at their locations, and we can actually leave it over there. So what we do is that 2 rooms, say for example, there's a big customer, right? We can set up their Bombay office and Delhi office. Completely our entire system, we set them up and we leave it for 30 days to 45 days. So let the customer use it, all the team use it and give their feedback. After that, no obligation. If they like it, they can keep it. Else, we'll take it back. No questions asked. We are that confident about our solution. And apart from this, we are heavily investing into a lot of thought leadership. So a lot of articles, white papers, videos to really to understand in each vertical, what is the customer's pain points, right? What are the challenges that they're facing in their day-to-day working? How is it that we can really make a big difference to them? And communicating that in a very simple way. That is what we're looking at. So you'll see a lot of small videos and how to do infographics and pictures and all, and how to use basically video collaboration to really enhance. Because like I mentioned before, HR people now have to hire and onboard people through Zoom, which is very, very tough. They have to ensure that the entire organization is happy, that mental health is very good. Again, but they can't do on ground trainings and workshops. So how do they do that? Through Zoom. Sales heads has to do all their reviews now through Zoom with or without a camera. They have to sell. There might be products, huge billion-dollar projects, but now they can't even go, shake a customer's hand. They have to do it through Zoom. They cannot do the wine and dine. Now, no customers are coming out with us for restaurants. So how do we actually sell and train and do your work through video conference? So we are heavily investing in this kind of thought leadership to help the customer. Message throughout this entire past year, we are giving the same only, that stay safe. That is the primary everything comes second. So stay safe, follow all the rules set by our government. So that's the one thing that we are really focused on. Third is that video collaboration can never replace maybe a face-to-face meeting, and we don't intend to do that, right? So I would have loved to come and meet you and have a sip of tea or coffee along with you. Nothing can take that experience away, right? But in the absence of that meeting, video collaboration is the next. We never say that video collaboration is the replacement of an on face-to-face meeting or a handhold meeting, but it can be augmented. Like we can maybe, you are also very busy, we are also stuck in our work. We can meet maybe once a month or once a quarter. But when we are not there, we can have a video conferencing at least weekly. So the whole future, what we see is that of a hybrid work. It's not only at the office, but in our personal lives as well. Everything is going to be hybrid now. It's going to be a mix of on-face, on-premise meetings as well as virtual meetings. And there has to be a very good balance. Obviously, work from home, there's a huge advantage, right? All of us have figured out that, hey, sitting at home, we can do our work pretty well. So now, I myself have figured out personally, for emails and for phone calls, I can do that from home. I just have to go to office to meet people, with my colleagues, with my customers, with my vendors, and to have fun, more or less. So it's always going to be hybrid, right? Most of the world is going to become a mixture of work from home and on office. And that is very much easy and the best possible way through video collaboration. So if all the companies adopt video collaboration in the best possible way, I think going forward, all of us are going to become more productive and more creative in everything that we do.